Hello everyone, how's it going? My name is Pickle, and today we are back on some more Satisfactory. In case you are new around here, I've been doing quite a lot of essentially daily streams now live on Satisfactory. So if you want to catch the next one, if you want to miss the next one, if you want to catch the next one, then feel free to stick around. But if not, that's completely fine. Essentially today, I want to try and plan our iron factory, which should be rather exciting. In theory, all we've got to try and do is go over these main 4 recipes, which is the main items that I'm making in this server. And then all I've got to try and do is every single recipe that has iron in it, I've then got to try and add down over here. After we've got all of our recipes laid out, for example, we've got stators, reinforced iron plates, cable, rotors, iron plates, steel ingots, modular frame, and steel pipe so far. Maybe even got a few more left. I don't know what else we'll be making here. But after we've got all the lists laid out, I then want to try and calculate the raw resource consumption, which is the amount of iron ore we'll be using, and the amount of water we'll be using as well. This way I can then try and think about things like location for where we're going to try and build our main factory itself, as well as how we're going to get it there. Most likely we are going to end up using trains, but of course it just depends how much more iron I've got dotted all over the world that I can potentially use for this project. Because I can't imagine that we'll be using that much iron, but I don't want to jinx it. Because I often have jinxed it in the past, and then pain. Straight pain afterwards, but oh well. Yeah, I don't know, like, under or overproduce any particular item, hence why I'm laying everything out. But again, if you guys are new, thank you very much for tuning in. And tomorrow, I actually don't think I will be streaming. Because instead, I think we'll be uploading a video tomorrow, then I should be live again on Friday, hopefully, fingers crossed. Welcome Vinod, welcome Vinkburger, hope that you guys are doing well. Yeah, we're not building a wall today. I've actually finished that off camera. Yeah, welcome Dirk. Yeah, well, in theory it's going to be a mega factory because we're producing quite a lot of items in just one location. So it should be a mega factory, unless I royally screw it up, then it won't be. But before we dive into that, you guys know what we like to do first. That is right, we start off with a very quick game of Geoguessr. We do 1 or 2 quick rounds, and then we'll get straight onto some Satisfactory Scotland. Yep. So we start off with a couple quick rounds, and we get onto some Satisfactory. We just do this to warm up, have a little bit of fun, and yeah, it's always a nice way to start off the stream. Especially when you get a guess like that first try. Austria or Switzerland was the first country I thought of. Okay, that's English. It means hello. Spill her. You bloody what to her? Spill her. See, this seems like a very German kind of architecture to me. Like this sort of like wooden house. The balconies there. I don't know yet. Well, that's not German. I think it could be Poland. Well, whoa, the words. I don't think this looks Poland. Actually, I don't know. Not sure. Then we just leave this area. Right, okay. I don't know why we're moving so slowly. Yeah, this one's quite difficult. I'm gonna go somewhere... Well, actually, what's Austria saying? See, the O's aren't like that. I didn't think it was Poland either, though. We go in between Czechia, but I don't feel like this is Czechian architecture. Maybe it is. Let's go Poland. I am so good at this game. The trash collectors are on holiday. What in that location? I wasn't even paying attention, if I'm honest. I was too busy looking at the buildings. We had a very similar one to the... Actually, wait, have I had this one recently? I don't think so. What an interesting designed house. It's like they had like a regular house there in the back. Then they were like, you know what we should do? Let's just like Washington DC this thing. And they just added a bunch of columns. Not bad, though. I feel like I've had this one. Welcome, Early Pause. Hope that you're doing well. It could be Bangladesh. I'm not going to rule it out. Right now, I'm thinking the US. Oh, okay. Guys, as you can see here, we've actually got the flag of Colombia. Very lovely road. Should we actually just go Washington for a laugh? DC, not the States. Which is... I thought it was... Oh, it is here. I couldn't see it there. Sure. Georgia. Okay. I don't know much about Georgia. I know it's a country located somewhere in Eastern Europe. There's also a state, Georgia, obviously. Nothing. A part of me wants to go Brazil, and I don't know why. Please zoom out, thank you. The White House, it does a little bit, yeah. It's like they didn't know what sort of style they wanted to go with, so they just went with all of them. Which is fair enough. This tree looks Brazilian, like, I don't know. I think somewhere East Coast, somewhere close to Brasilia, maybe? Which is not East Coast. Let's freaking go, guys. Can we get some, wows in the chat? Wow, everybody. We are goated. We got 0 points that round. Pure talent. Pure talent. Okay, very final guess. I'm gonna get on some Satisfactory. You get some, you lose some. That's how it works. Is that a baseball field? It seems like the States anyway, again. Guys, it's not the States. It is Argentina. Buenos Aires. Right next to the Uruguay border. So are we approaching Buenos Aires? Looks like it. Is that Carrefour? I don't know if they had a Carrefour in South America. I can barely see it because every time it's there, there's a tree in the way, but there is a Carrefour there. This might be a controversial thing for me to do here. I'm gonna try and actually go in Uruguay. I think this might be... is this border control? Where have I got... My dog's hair on my face. He's grounded forever. So why is there no bridges here? You've literally got the capital of Argentina right next to pretty much the capital of Uruguay, and there's no bridge. They should just get their act together, honestly. What are they doing? I'm gonna complain. I don't think it's there. If it is, then tough. Okay, we're a lot closer. We were so close there to Buenos Aires. Anyway, that was a bad round. So, here we go. This is like the start of the iron factory. All I've got to try and do now is just go over the other maths that I've done and essentially put it into here. After we do that, again, we can then calculate the amount of iron that we need and which part of the map I want to place this on. But so far, the Dune Desert is still looking pretty good for me. Welcome, John. Hope that you're doing well. Oh, yeah, I didn't know the dialing code. Nah. Whoops. No iron here. Everything in yellow I've already calculated and I'm either making or I'm about to make. Whereas everything that's in red or white, I haven't got onto just yet. So make sure nothing here says iron. Or aluminium, but it's too late for that. I've already built that factory now, essentially. Okay, this all looks fine. Yep. Okay, fantastic. So now we've got... My mouse is still broken, by the way. Still broken. I think we were up to here, weren't we? There we go. Modular frame 13.5. Actually, let me just Yeah, yeah. There we go. Where's our iron stuff? It's all the way down here, isn't it? Modular frame. You. Have that. I can probably try and like squeeze everything together here a little bit more. Perfect. No. It's better. Perfect. Although, wait. This recipe's wrong. Yep. Am I trying Verdansk? I might do. I don't really care much about Warzone anymore. But I would probably give it, like, a shot. Yeah. The question is it too late now to try and change this recipe? Because I don't like this. It's the wrong recipe. Also, why are we making over double the amount of reinforced iron plates here? Yeah, this is just wrong. Let's try and change that very quickly. Luckily, I have just loaded into my creative world, so doing these quick changes won't be a problem. So we need to go over to our assembler. Is it called steel frame? Of course, my game lags. Every single action I do in my game lags. It's really starting to get on my nerves now. Yeah, this should be 9, I think. Yeah. And it was on 20. Then 4.5... No, sorry, 45 steel pipes. Okay. I'm happy that we did change that in the end. I think it would be a good idea to change it. There's no point making like a bunch of the exact same item, then but for one of the recipes it's completely different. That just makes no sense to me. It does mean that we are going to have to redo this, but it's okay. It's fine. So 9 reinforced iron plates. How far does that set us back? Of course, we are using the stitched iron plate recipe. I love it. I think it's really, really good. Okay, yeah, 30 iron plates. That is not too bad at all. And 60 wire. Of course, I don't want to be using screws if I can help it. Because I'd much rather make, like, 400 wire per minute compared to, like, 2,000 screws. Because the logistics of that, despite it looking really cool having all those items flowing past you, it's just not very fun to deal with all of that. Okay, let's start with our steel pipes. I believe I'm using the iron pipe recipe. Yep. That's 180 iron ingots. Right, okay. Then when it comes to wire, we need 60. Again, using iron wire for that. Damn it. That's annoying. 34. Sure. And then with the iron plates, we need 30. That's not too bad. That should be 45 ingots, I think. See, I don't even know. Oh, yeah, there we go. Wow. I probably should have known that though, to be fair. It wasn't that impressive. So, now we just have to add up these things. It's not too bad. 4, 5, 6, 7, 79, 100, 259. I will double check that, but that should be correct. 180 plus 34 and 45. Yep, 259, lovely. And then 259 iron ingots, in theory, requires 259 iron ore. However, I don't use that recipe. I prefer this one. Let's go 26. That's 140 iron ore. It's pretty good. And then 80 water. That's not too bad. I mean, 80 water is... It's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Oh yeah, we've got to do our water factory. That's going to take forever, though, to do. Not a bad thing. It just takes a while. Oh well. I wonder how much water we're actually going to need. Quite a lot of it. Yeah. Like many thousands per minute. I'm going to say like 5,000 per minute maybe. But let's see. Regardless, this is now our new and improved recipe. This is so much better than what we had before. Are you different sizes to that? No, you're not. You seem massive. Move you in there a little bit. There we go. That's fine now. Next recipe. Also, very quickly, let me just... Oh, I knew that was going to happen. It's like, sometimes it does this, sometimes it doesn't. But I do very quickly want to just go back up to where we just were a moment ago there. Which I believe was you. Yeah, and because I've changed your recipe essentially entirely, which... If you look at this, like, this is the reason why I do this recipe, right? Look at our water consumption that I had previously. We were consuming 100 water per minute, now it's only 80. Before it was 175 iron ore, now it's 140. We reduced the iron ingots from 320 down to 259. It's a very minor change like that, but I've just saved myself a bunch of resources. And I think you just attached onto there. Yep, okay, good. There is a reason, like, there's a method behind the madness, and I like it a lot. Hundreds of thousands of water for nuclear, that's what I'm concerned about. Because again, if you guys are new to the channel, firstly, welcome. Second of all, you might not know, but I really dislike... whatchamacallit? The words lost my head. Oh yeah, liquid logistics in this game. I strongly dislike it. Okay, so I've got to copy all of you over. You can just go into there, that's completely fine. In fact... Do I want to make encased industrial beams in this recipe? In this factory? Because when I make my concrete factory, all I've got to do is just get a bit of concrete over to the iron factory, then I can make the encased industrial beams. And then when I can do that, I can then do the heavy modular frames. That doesn't sound like the dumbest idea I've ever had. Like, I can literally then make heavy modular frames in our iron factory. We can then combine our iron factory products with our aluminium, which I'm already making. Well, actually, I technically haven't fully made this just yet, but we've got all the facilities to do that. With a bit of nitrogen, then there you go. That's our fused modular frames. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that then. Yeah. So I'm actually going to copy and paste all of this, maybe? And I've got to make sure to highlight the concrete in a different color. And yeah, let's go with that. Okay. I might have to redo some of these things that I've done down here now, though. Like, for example, that. Which isn't a waste of time because I'm still using the maths from it, so that's still pretty good. Welcome, Scott. Hope that you're doing well. You built a linear program that you could do this planning with a mouse click. You can use the parameters you want. Oh yeah, I'm sure there's tons of really good programs out there. Personally though, I just like to use my brain a little bit. Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of very good programs out there. What happened here? I don't know why they're all messed up. Okay, so we'll add you there. Yeah, I think that's what I want to try and do. Old school method? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's just the way I like to enjoy games. Slow progress, but fun progress. That seems better. And again, because you guys are involving concrete, I'm then going to paint you lots. Maybe not dark green. That's better. That's very bright, actually. Wow. No. That's not too bad. In fact, yeah, let's go with that. Okay. That's fine. Welcome, Leo. Hope that you're well, man. You just finished your 16 heavy modular frame per minute build. Ooh, wow. That's a lot of heavy modular frames. I don't know how many I'm going to be making. How much is this one? That's 5. So it's going to be a decent amount, but nothing crazy. I do very quickly want to double check this recipe for any heavy modular frames. Okay, here we go. The problem now is that I've actually got to find everything here, then essentially just get rid of it. But that's fine, that won't be a problem. It'll take a few minutes, but I'm fine with that. It's enjoyable. If we make it be enjoyable. Get rid of that. And paint you guys grey. There we go. And because you lot are the concrete products, we'll then paint you in a light green. Perfect. Okay. I then need to get rid of our modular frame thingy-mabobby. That's the professional name of it, by the way. And then our steel pipes, which I believe is literally just you two. Yeah. Okay. I think this idea will work out pretty well. In theory, I can then actually move you lot up here now. Okay. That's good. Yes. I wonder, are we actually making any modular frames that won't be turned into heavy modular frames? I generally don't know. We'll find out in a moment, I'm sure, but as of this very second, I have no idea. Okay, then back over to you lot. You can now be painted orange. Lovely. Anything else? I don't think so. Should have gotten all of it by now. Lovely. Okay, good. And again, any more heavy modular frames that I've missed? How about you lot? So for you, we need raw quartz, copper, and again, more raw quartz there. So that will most likely be done in our electronics factory. I don't actually know what's going to be in our electronics factory, but it's most likely going to be computers, because I consider that a electronic. I know, crazy. What a controversial statement. What were they called originally? Turning machines or something? Because of Alan Turner. Okay. Oh, we've got so many. Oh my days, man. We've got tons of iron products. We've got more heavy modular frames over there. In fact, you know what? No. Let's not jump the gun. Let's wait for that. We'll come back down over here to our status. Boom. And again, why are you so large down there? It's a sentence I didn't think I'll be saying today, but there we go. Why is this all messed up? Sometimes I get myself into pickles, but I don't understand how. I would consider this like a massive pickle, like a big Valhalla pickle. There you go. That's another meaning to my channel name. I get myself into mischief and trouble. There we go. It's a war crime, but on myself, so it counts. It's okay. It's a war crime on my brain cells. I believe that was a motor, so let's now try and find our motors down here. Have I not got motors? I haven't got motors yet. Okay. Well, that's our next category. Motor. Fantastic. Also, you glitched a water extractor onto a blueprint. Would you blueprint designer near the water? That's an interesting idea. I might have to try that. If it works. Sounds good though. I do find it quite annoying, but at the same time I can understand why you can't place, in theory, a water extractor on a blueprint designer. But sometimes I just wish you could easily do it. But again, it makes sense, you know. That's what it is. I won't cry too much about it, only a little bit. There'll be a few tears. Okay, so your concrete paints the shapes light green. Beautiful. How many heavy modular frames are that so far? We've got 5, 9, 19. Oh dear. The number's increasing. Oh well. Let's then repaint you lot, because you're a slightly different shade than what I'm going with now, aren't you? There we go, yep. Another motor. Yeah, these cooling systems as well are very easy to do. Because by the time that I've got my heat sinks done, which again I'm doing as of right now, and my motors done on my iron factory, again, all I'm going to need is nitrogen gas. Same for our fused modular frame, the only thing I'm going to need there is nitrogen gas. So I feel like what I should do, from what I can see so far, is just get like one central hub somewhere in between our iron factory and our aluminium factory, and build a very small factory. Actually, do I even want to do that? Because what might be slightly better to do is have a factory like directly next to our aluminium or iron factories, have a very small bridge in between, let's say, for example, the iron factory and this factory, where we can then very easily transport, let's say, our motors and our heavy modular frames into this new factory. Then you get a train that goes from the aluminium factory to this new factory that can then very easily produce our cooling systems and fused modular frames right next to where we're producing everything else there as well. That seems like a not too terrible idea. One thing that I've noticed in this game is that the ideas that seem the simplest often end up to be the most complicated. Like, make an iron factory. Okay. Watch this take me a month and a half to do. I'm on the wrong one. I'm on the wrong one. Nice. I'm talent. Oh well. Foundations to align them. Yeah, using foundations in the water, that's a good trick. I still want to try and work on another tips and tricks video. I feel like that could help some more people. It will help me, I'm sure. Oh damn, smart plating. I completely forgot smart plates existed. Wow. I'm sorry. I completely forgot. 50 motors? What? 50 motors. Yeah, 2,784 iron ingots. What am I making here? Am I making like vibranium or something? That's ridiculous. That's ruined my entire day. 25 mod. Oh, okay. 25 modular engines to make 10. Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's a lot, though. That's why I'm looking forward to this project. Like, this is going to be big. Oh dear, it's going to be a fun nightmare. Welcome, Ilobmars. Hopefully I got your name right. Sorry if I didn't. You've been working on water pumps and figuring out they snap to walls as well. I didn't know they snapped to walls. That's a new one. That could be quite interesting. I'm not creative enough to do anything with that though. I wish I was. Oh, rubber. I still can't believe we're only consuming like 400 rubber and plastic combined in this save. I don't know how I've done it. Smart plates. We'll chuck you down there. Move you up slightly. That seems good. And then move you into place. Lovely. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, now we're back. Oh, wait, no, we're not. I was going to say we're back to our modular frames, but nope. We're actually got some heavy modular frames instead. Okie dokie. Yeah, this is our nuclear pasta recipe. Because I was looking over here, like 6,000 copper ingots. What am I doing? Then, yep, copper powder. Then, yep. I'm actually really looking forward to working on our nuclear pasta. Just seeing all those refineries with the water and copper. I cannot wait. That'll be a fun stream. Well, I say fun stream. It'll take me like a year and a half to probably do, but it'll be a fun year and a half of making nuclear pasta. Oh, get rid of that. No, we don't want you. That's a big no. Good luck with your project. Thank you very much. You got it good enough. Thank you. I tried. I tried my hardest. Yeah, it should be good fun, this build. I'm not going to rush. I never like to rush projects in this game. Never. If it takes a month, so be it. If it takes 2 months, so be it. If it takes 3 months, then I've got to get a grip. That's way too long. Can't be slacking like that. What's this? Oh yeah, fuse modular frames again. Nice. What are you? You're the heat sinks. Brilliant. Love to see that. Change the color of you slightly. Yeah, you're a bit of a pain. High-speed connectors, because you involve deuterium, water, copper, and raw quartz, which is actually really annoying. But again, that will all be made in our electronics factory, so I'm not too bothered about that. I don't know what I'm going to do with. I don't know how I'm going to make dark matter crystals. I really don't. Because a part of me wants to send all of my raw quartz and deuterium to our electronics factory, and then have like a small detachment next to that where I then make everything else. Our diamonds will be made in a separate factory, because that's going to require most likely quite a lot of coal. Like this requires 800, for example. Wait, why am I using this recipe? Oh no, that's the right one. Because I can almost guarantee if I didn't use that recipe, this would look a bit dire. Welcome, Tio, by the way. Hope that you're doing well, man. Welcome. So right now, I'm consuming 800 coal. If I was not to use that recipe that I'm using there, I'd have to consume 2,000. 2,000 coal for 100 diamonds. Damn. That's why I went through every single recipe in this game to try and find the best ones. But this recipe is fantastic. I love it. I really do. Oh, hello. It's a random iron plate recipe? Sure. A solid 500 iron plates just there. Oh, man. There we go. Where's our plates? Where are our plates? Right there. Oh yeah, this looks normal. 40 plates, not too bad. You can do that within like 3 minutes. 400 and 500. Can we just like not see that and just see this instead? Wow, guys. Mega factory right here. 40 iron plates. Can we do it? I don't know. That's a pretty big factory right there, guys. Just ignore all that and then everything else here as well. Oh my days. I'm gonna hate myself. Well, why am I doing... I know why I'm doing this, because it's fun. You've got to remind yourself. It's going to be an experiment. This is what happens when you make everything in the game from iron, rather than like copper and most normal things. I am the guinea pig. I like this. Although I think I've got to split these two, don't I? So it's going to end up looking like that. Yeah, this is what we did last time as well. Okay. It's a little bit tedious, but it's okay. Can I reduce the size of you a little bit? We can. That's it. Okay, so you're fine. You need to change. You have to change as well. So do you. And the reason why I do this is like, let's say, for example, if this was an iron product, all I'd have to do is just copy all of this together. But this is not an iron product, so I have to make the cable separately and the reinforced iron plates separately as well. But when I was doing the maths, I didn't really consider that, so I have to redo a couple of these recipes, which doesn't really take too long at all. Let's just add these together. That's 482. Okay. Then, you know what? For the sake of my sanity, just do that. There we go. 31.3. That's roughly 170. That's not... What did I have before? Actually, I don't know what I had before, because the maths was wrong. Then you're roughly... I mean, you're 96. I'm going to say 100, though, because it's easier. And again, especially when it comes to liquid logistics, I always round up. Like, let's say I need 96.5 water per minute. If I extract 96.5 water per minute, then package it in a packager, then load it onto a train, then unpackage it in another packager, and then feed it into the circuit, it's probably lost a good few water per minute somewhere down the line. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I swear that happens. So I always like to round up with water so that I'm producing more water than what I actually need. And it only really adds like an extra 1 or 2 water extractors, but again, it means that you're not going to have liquid logistic problems, and I'm kind of completely fine with that. That's 260 iron ore. Damn. Yeah, it makes sense actually. If I didn't use this recipe, it would be almost 500, so I mean, we're saving a lot here. And again, we're going to round that up to 150. Times everything by 10, so that's 148. Might as well round up to 150. Brilliant. And now we've got ourselves reinforced iron plates that we need and the cable that we need here as well. Lovely. Add a foundation at any angle. Oh, nice. I have to try. In fact, I can probably try it. No, I can't. No, I can't get distracted. I always get distracted in this game. Why did they have to make a good game? Like, if Satisfactory was a bad game, I wouldn't be distracted. But no, they had to go ahead and make an actual fun game to play. How dare they? Oh dear. I sound like someone who's been on Reddit for too long. How dare you do something that's actually good? Like, why would you do that? Reinforced iron plates done. Oh, I've gone past. Wait, where? Okay, I've gone to Mozambique. Nice. Let's do our cable. Add a wall going underwater. Hold control for the water pump and it will align against the wall. Yeah. And then you can snap the water extractor to that. Oh no, the water pump. Oh, right. That's a good idea, though. I don't know why I thought you were talking about, like, water extractors can snap onto a wall. That would have been interesting. That's why I was saying, like, I'm not creative enough to use that. Because that's what I had in mind for some weird reason. There we go. That's our cables done there as well. Love that. Okay. Next up now, we have got... anything else from over here? No, so we've got some more dark matter crystals. Is this the best recipe? Really? I want to double check that. I could just watch my video on it, but I can't be asked. Oh, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yep. Yeah, no, yep, okay. So, the thing is with dark matter residue is you can make it using reanimated SAM, or you could get it as a byproduct from some of these other machines. Like, for example, in this recipe, we're most likely making a pretty decent amount of dark matter residue, I assume. Up here as well. So here we are making, if I can eventually zoom, Jesus. We're making 750 dark matter residue, and you can't sync it. I don't think you can package it, but correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. So you have to use this. Otherwise, if this backs up, then you can't produce any AI expansion servers, which then means everything backs up. So you have to try and find a way to use your dark matter residue. Which I'm sure we will. Okay. So this is done. I don't think I've missed any iron products. Limestone, Sam, coal. Yeah, that seems good. Oh, that was a lot of iron there for that recipe. Look at that. That's just a massive yellow wall right there. Okay, let's go up here now. Starting off with our cable. At least this time I've separated these two. That's going to make my life at least 0.1% easier. And we go. That's the wrong one. That's our aluminium stuff. Lovely. I was thinking about making a video where I sort of go over how I design my blueprints. I still do get asked, like, how do I make certain blueprints? And a lot of the answers, well, a lot of the time I just say creativity. But there are some tips and tricks I can give, like layers, for example, like whether you're building vertical or horizontal. Layers can make a massive difference. If you just got like a regular concrete wall, it's going to look a bit boring. But if you add like multiple different levels of concrete walls, some pillars out in front, if you indent it a little bit and add some more pillars in there, sometimes it can end up looking very nice. So Oh, Peter, thank you very much for the sub. Welcome to the channel, man. I really do appreciate that. I forgot what I was saying. Something about pillars. The pillars are satisfactory. Yeah, I might do that. Like building tutorials. By no means am I the most talented builder. In fact, very far from it. How have I got different numbers between you and you when you're producing the exact same thing? Doesn't matter. It's not a massive difference. Yeah, that could always be a thing. What next? Copper, raw quartz, iron. Oh, there we go. It's the return of the heavy modular frame. It's been almost 2 minutes since I last seen this. That's the wrong setting. I'm so good at this game. It's remarkable. I should be, like, studied. How could someone have, like, 3,000 hours in this game and still... Actually, to be fair, no, this is not part of Satisfactory. This particular thing. Oh, I've messed up here again. Here we go. Yeah, I didn't quite realize we'll be using this many heavy modular frames. I don't think that's a problem, though. It just means my factory's gonna be bigger than I thought, which is fine. Welcome, Various. Hope that you're doing well. How much iron are you planning on making? No idea. That's why I'm adding it up all now, because I've got no idea how much iron I need, how much water I need, where I'm going to get the iron from. So little things like that. That's what we're going to be trying to calculate today. That's why we're planning our iron mega project thing. Oh, wow. Automated wiring. It's the first time anyone's been happy to see automated wiring. The reason why I said oh wow to that is because, yeah, the only thing that you're used to make is the ACUs. Adaptive control units. Yeah. Okay. That's actually quite fun. And the thing is, if you look at this recipe to begin with, you think stators, okay, so it must involve iron, potentially even coal there as well, and then of course cable involves copper. But the way I've done it is that we only use iron and water. It's better. It is just easier. Does it consume the least amount of power? Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. I'm actually going to add this here. Because the thing is, with smart plates and automated wiring, I'm only ever going to use these recipes once. I'm never going to need smart plating twice. I'm never going to need automated wiring twice. Because they're both made or used to make very specific items that aren't repeated. So that's good. At least I don't think they're repeated. In what biome? Most likely the Dune Deserts. I'm planning on building it relatively close to my starter factory, so lag is going to be really fun. But yeah, that's where I'm planning on doing it. There we are. So okay, so we've just done that one. Here we go. More cable. In fact, this time though, I'm gonna just smudge you together like that. Same with you lot. Brilliant, then just copy over with this. Welcome Cam, hope that you're doing well. What phase are you on? We are only on phase 4. I've been on phase 4 now for about... oh, God. 3 months? Because after I got to stage 4, phase 4, I kind of stopped rushing the game, and now I'm just taking my time, we're chilling. And in my opinion, it's the best stage of the game to be in, because you've got a lot to do. You can work on mega factories, but like, if you're to start working on a mega factory in phase 3, right, and you've just unlocked phase 4, well, now you've gone from Mark 4 conveyor belts at 480 items per minute to Mark 5 at 780. And of course, you've now got Mark 3 miners as well. So you'd kind of have to start over. Whereas now I feel pretty confident to do a mega project and relax a little bit as I do it. Of course, you could unlock Mark 6 conveyor belts, but I'm not too concerned about that. What did I do there? What have I done? That's impressive. There we go. When 1.1 comes out, I won't be doing a new save. However, when 1.2 comes out in like August or something, I most likely will do. But the reason why I'm not doing a new save on update 1.1 is because we've only just got to the stage of the game that I find the most enjoyable parts. So there's no point getting here then just starting over again. So yeah, we're most likely going to stay in this stage for a while and stay in the save for a while as well. However, if my PC does like crash or whatever, then yeah, I don't mind starting over. Preferably, I'd rather not. This is a bit of a weird one, our battery area. So, again, this could be like a very, very, very small factory next to our iron factory. Because we're making the wire, we're making our aluminium stuff, we're already making our plastic. We're making like 500 plastic, I only need 50 in my entire world, I'm pretty sure. And we need a little bit of sulfur. The sulfur we can drone in, most likely. Plastic we can just use some like train. Aluminium, again a train. Wire will be made in the iron factory. So yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. Again, all of this will be happening months down the line. I'm not too concerned about it. In fact, I think before I even do my iron factory, I said I want to try and do my concrete factory. So we've also got to try and calculate that today as well. How much concrete am I going to be using in the save? That's relatively important. What was I copying over again? It was cable, wasn't it? A wire. Damn. You know what? You can just go there. I know this is meant for cable, but it's still going to be made in the same place, so that's fine. Yeah, 1,200 items on a Mark 6. On a Mark 6 is incredible. But the thing is, Phase 5 is extreme. Phase 5? Yeah, Phase 5 is very, very far away from where I'm currently at. I could, again, rush the game until I unlock that, then work on a bigger mega factory with a more efficient conveyor belt, but I really don't want to do that. You lot here seem fine. I was on the wrong one. Nice. We've got a bit more wire up there as well. We've got some more stators. And I think that's about it for the iron here. Okay, it's not too bad. Do you think it'll be easy to incorporate 1.1 into the current save? Yes. Well, hopefully. I believe 1.1 hasn't got any recipe changes. If it does, then... there goes my, like, 3-month-long best recipe series. But I very much doubt they'll be doing that. But the majority of it's just, like, architectural stuff. So you'll get a bunch of new architectural pieces to play around with. But I don't think that would necessarily be changing the game too much. It would be good. Don't get me wrong, it would be very good. But it's not game changing. So I don't think you need to start over. Like, for example, when 1.0 came out, a lot of players started over because there were so many new changes to the recipes and to the core game itself. Whereas now, it's like, it's not as important. Unless a very major update does come out, which I don't think there will be for another while at least, then you should be okay with the save you're currently playing. Then there's no item products over there. Great. And I think on to our final one. Yes. Okay. This is the AI expansion server. Starting with our versatile framework, and yeah, you pretty... Oh no, you used coal there as well. Damn. That's fine. I think I'm actually making my steel beams in the same factory as my iron anyway. And again, concrete's just going to get brought along as well. I think our concrete and our iron factory are going to be relatively close to one another. Is what I'm thinking. If I can even fit it in, I don't know. At this point, I've got no idea. I'm hoping I can, though. The Dune Desert's massive. I've got very big plans for it, though. I was actually going to build, like, a pyramid originally. And I still think that would have been nice, but now there's no point. There is absolutely just no point in doing that. Okay, now we're going to select you and you. And paint you green. There we go. So everything here that doesn't use either iron or water gets highlighted in green, which the majority of the stuff is literally just concrete. And that's fine. That's not a problem. Clocking. Do you mean like overclocking? No. No. I probably could do, but I'm just not interested in doing that. I like to see all the machines, which definitely does contribute to the lag, but I'm okay with it. It's a small sacrifice for salvation and for visual beauty. How many stages are we making, by the way? There's a lot here. We're looking at like close to 130 stages at the minute, which I feel like is a lot more than I thought. And that doesn't also include, where is it? Our motors as well. That's another 40, 70, 170. Any down here? I don't think so. Oh, yep. That's almost 200 there. Damn. So we're looking at like almost 350 status per minute so far. How are you getting a full pure node if you're not using 1,200 items on the belt? That's because I don't need a full pure node necessarily. There's enough resources in the map for me to be able to get everything without needing a 1,200 conveyor belt per minute. Okay. We're making a lot of crystal oscillators as well. Well, we're making a lot of everything. That's sort of the whole point. Also the best part as well. I will have a very quick double check after this to make sure that I haven't missed any iron recipes. But I think so far we've collected everything. We are a very good Pokemon trainer. There we go. Okay, what's next? You. Reinforced iron plates. Yep, I like that. Come down over here. And essentially just chuck you into there. Brilliant. Again, that's an extra... Wait, why have I done 9.375? Just round it up to 9.5. Damn. That's such a weird number, but okay, fair enough. I won't question it. I won't question it. If I start to question my previous work, I'm eventually just going to go insane. So I'm not going to question it. Okay, we've got some more wire over here. That's 300 wire per minute there. That makes sense. We are making like 100 batteries, so that's okay. Make our 10 supercomputers, then our 10 neuroquantum processors, then our 10 AI expansion servers. Damn. And then some more rubber and plastic stuff over there. Okay. There. Lovely. What's next? More wire. And what's that wire for then? Okay, that's for the supercomputer. Right, that's fine. I didn't realize that we had so many like standalone wire recipes. Like wire that doesn't go into cable, essentially, is what that means. I think I've done this one. Yep. We can paint you. Lovely. I think planning this factory shouldn't take more than one episode. I might have to do a little bit of work. Wait. I might have to do a little bit of work off camera, but that shouldn't be too much of a concern. What was that again? That was status. Oh, more bloody status. The status review. I don't know why you're a slightly darker shade there. It looked quite nice like that, but oh well. We've changed it now. Deuterium, water, copper, siam, more siam. And again, more bloody crystal oscillators. We've got so many crystal oscillators. This one's 10 per minute, which I feel like is towards the higher end of the scale. There we go. Then I think reinforced iron plates should be the last one. There we go. Okay. Love that. So, yeah, this one's already done. That's grand. Make sure you are the correct color, though, just in case. Lovely. And as far as what I'm aware, this is every iron product that I'm going to need in this save. It also does include some concrete, and that's completely fine. I don't mind that. Let's just very quickly make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Because the last thing you want to do is forget like 150 wire in a project, and you've got to like redesign half your factory. But no, we should be fine here. Let's move my chair a little bit closer to the screen. I feel like I'm bending over. Hurts my neck a little bit. Also, I feel like I'm really low on the webcam now. Wait. Right, can I even change that? I think I can if I press that button. There we go. Move that up. There. It's good enough. It's good enough for me. Nitrogen. Yep. Okay, so far so good. That's our first row essentially complete there. Brilliant. Next row. In case you're wondering what I'm looking for, it should say iron ore here. Because it should be in orange or yellow like that. If it's not, it means I've missed it out and I have to try and get it. already seen that one, that's fine. This is just pure yellow. Everything here requires iron. Or aluminium, but that's already a different factory. Yep. That's all of our copper stuff. I did not realize how much there was. Wow. I'm really surprised how simple all of this is. When I add nitrogen gas, essentially. Because this thing here, the only thing I'm missing to make our modular engines is a little bit of rubber. The only thing I'm missing here is nitrogen. 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 Everything. Pretty good. This is where I was up to. Welcome, Scathiad. Hope that you're doing well. Can you publish your building plan for your world? Yes, if I knew how to. I could do that. I really don't know how. I suppose I could do a video covering like how I plan my factories. How a pro Satisfactory player plans a factory. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, that's completely fine. We've got 2 more to go now. Yeah, that's pretty good. More plastic shenanigans there with the battery. That's completely fine. What's he? Oh, yeah, that's the... Yeah, makes sense. That maketh sense. Yep. So the difficult part... Well, difficult part. The tedious part is still yet to come. Because we're going to try and essentially... calculate or add together all the iron and water that I need. And now concrete as well. Which is extra fun. It really is. Okay, so. How am I going to do this? Online calculator. Sure. When I type the letter O, the very first thing that comes up is online calculator. If that doesn't describe the sadness of my life, I don't know what else does. Why couldn't it be like OnlyFans or something? Unbelievable. Anyway, 244 plus 214. In fact, is there a way I can like do this? There we go. Just so you guys can see it here as well. And laugh at me for when I make a mistake. I most likely will. So we've done 215. I'm already lost. 356. Okay. 23. I'm not doing 22.25. That can go suck an egg. You both the same? Yeah, you are both the same. Good. So what number do you guys think it's going to be? That was almost a vital error. Place your bets in the comments now. How much iron ore do you think I'm going to need for this project? Before I finish doing all the maths. If I was to guess, I would say 7,000. Well, actually, that's a lot. I don't know. Sure, 7,000. I feel like that's a lot. Actually, I don't know, because that is literally every little bit of iron that I haven't yet used in my world. Because to be fair, I am already using some iron. In fact, I'm using quite a lot. I'm using around about 2,000 iron on other projects. So, yeah. 180, 124. 68. 42. 42 again. 170. 170. No. Always round up. I'm always going to keep rounding up. I don't know what... Just say 24. Take what you think you need and plus add 600. So we'll go 7,600 then. Those Mark V bolts seem a lot more appealing now. Yep. Yep, they can be really good. Or the Mark VI ones. I wouldn't mind them, but again, I'm so far away from them. That's the problem with adding a bunch of new content behind the final phase of the game. Because by the time you get there, you've pretty much done most of the things. Oh wow. That's 168. What's that for? I'm only making 27 rotors by themselves. Every other rotor I'm making is part of another project. That's... okay. That makes me feel like I've made a mistake there. Yeah, extra can always be synced, if I really had to. Yep. We just lost connection there. That's fine. That's a bit weird. We lost connection to the server the second that the number 404 appeared. Coincidence? I think not. I think that's a CIA scheme. Yes. Plus 48. There we go. It's the wrong color, isn't it? Yep. Knew it. Plus 140. This feels like it's gone on forever now. That's fine. Got a couple more rows left. Did I do all of this correctly? Yeah. I think so. Yeah, no, I did. Okay. So the last one there should have been 182. Yep. Plus 350. Damn. Plus 690? Wow. Welcome, 5am Pepsi. Hope that you're doing well. 7 likes is not too bad. I'm very happy with that. Thank you very much, everybody. Hope that you guys are enjoying the stream so far. Should be live for about another hour, hopefully. Doing some more maths. Well, not just maths today, luckily. Like, this is not all that we're doing. It's just a pretty big part of it. Plus. Okay, that's it for that row. And yeah, this is the very final... no. No, it's... wait, is it? No, it's not. Damn it. But these are relatively small rows. 450. We reached 10 likes. Yeah, thanks, guys. What? Thank you very much. 550. Was 165. This number's going to be something stupid, isn't it? Okay, that's it. So, the final number is... 10,689. Okay. Right. That's... it's a lot, but it's not necessarily surprising. I've then got to try and do water, but I'm not too concerned about water. I can do that off camera, because that will just... be a bit boring to watch. So here we are doing iron ore is roughly that much per minute, bear in mind. We then have water. We've got a little bit of coal, and then we've got a little bit of limestone. The majority of limestone and obviously concrete won't be made in this factory. So let's just go onto our resource map here very quickly. Select all of our iron. Get rid of you lot there as well. How much iron have we got in the Dune Deserts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 12 impure. Sorry, 12 normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 9 impure. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pure. Okay. So roughly here, if you do 12 times, what's the normal one again? 600. Oh shit. So that's 7,200 just, okay, right. So that's not a problem then. We've got more than enough iron in this location. Like, just the impure nodes themselves are about 7,200. Let's just keep going though. Plus, let me just, there we go. That's 7,200. I have to do 9 times 300. So that in itself is almost, that's like 9,900. So we're very close with just with that. That's 2,700. Then lastly, it's 11 times 780, because that's what our conveyor belts can handle. I mean, that in itself is remarkable. So eventually now, when we add everything together, just in this biome itself, we have got 18,480 iron ore. And even though this is about 7,000 more than what I actually need, I believe, I actually want to collect it all. And the reason why I want to collect it all is because one thing we can try and make is that thing that I've already forgotten what it's called. What's the thing called? Fixonium? Fixonium... Fixite trigons? No. I think it's like fixonium ingots where you can use either iron, caterium, or aluminium. So I feel like if you've got a bunch of iron lying around, let's just turn that, even without turning it, like, combining it with water to form pure iron ingots or whatever, just add some of that, combine it with some reanimated SAM, which we have up here, and there you go, we just made ourselves a bunch of those fixite things. Let me just write that down. I haven't got a pen, have I? Oh no, I do have a pen. There we go. Yeah, there's quite a lot of power there. Yeah, the one time I haven't got like 12 pens lying around is the time that I need it. There we go. So in total, that was... $18,480 in the Dune Desert. And we need... I just wrote it down somewhere, didn't I? We need roughly 10,700. So we've got ourselves roughly 8,000 iron ore per minute. that we can collect, but I'm not necessarily going to need for this stage of the game. That's fantastic, though. Good. And again, everything else we can do off camera. So we've essentially decided on the location. Our starter factory is here. Every other resource in this biome that isn't iron is going to eventually be collected somewhere else. We're going to have like a very, very small facility over here. That will then be bridged to the roof of my starter factory, where they're going to have like dozens of, I don't know why I'm doing this action, just imagine these are trains, dozens of trains going in and out, collecting the raw resources that they need, rather than like, for example, going to here, then to here, then to here, then to here. It would be so boring. If I can just bring everything to one centralized hub, it would make my life at least 3.2% easier. So that's what we're going to try and do there then. Not today, because that will take me about 1.5 years to do, knowing the fact I move like a snail whenever I play this game. But yeah, that's the maths segment pretty much done, which is fantastic. Calculation mistake. Oh, I mean, luckily we didn't, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did. I forgot I named that radar tower Floptopia, and no one noticed in the video. That's good. Get me out! So now let's work on our aluminium factory, or aluminum factory, a little bit more now. And again, the other calculations there for the water, coal, and limestone, I'll do off camera. I'll do the exact same thing that I just did to add up all the iron, but again, I'll do that off stream. Most likely. So now as we load into our main game itself, we have to try and make our aluminium sheets, which I feel like I want to try and make first because they require copper sheets. We then have to make a bunch of aluminium casing, which... Wait. Right. Never mind. That's fine. Okay, yeah, we'll still start off with the aluminium sheets. No, I'll do casings first. We'll do casings first, then we'll do the sheets down here, then the sheets up there. Yeah, we'll do that. Now it's gonna take me like half an hour to load into this save because it is quite a chunky boy. But I'm hoping our lag-proof barrier is gonna help things out a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. It's a hot day today, by the way. It's 11 degrees outside. It's boiling. Absolutely boiling. Excel Online. That's what this game is. It's like an Excel maths game. On your phone. Yeah, sorry about that. We are getting into some Satisfactory now. Luckily. This is what we're here to see, the actual gameplay. But yeah, so far the iron factory... There's a spider on my desk. Come here. Come here. Oh, what a cute little spider. Anyway. The iron factory was supposed to be the new factory. I'm still going to be making it. Like, everything I've done, I'm still going to do. But I feel like the concrete factory needs to take priority now. Because I can't make some of the items in my iron factory without concrete. So I might as well do the concrete factory, then bridge it over. I don't want to use trains to connect that to the iron factory. So I'll most likely just bridge that over, and that shouldn't be a problem. Because I'm hoping that I'm going to need less limestone than what's what's available in the Dune Desert. So if I actually check the Dune Desert, as I wait for my game to load, rather than seeing iron, we see limestone. That's a really good amount of limestone. Like a really good amount. We've got several thousand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 600 is like what, 2,400? I don't know. 4,800. Okay, so that's 4,800 limestone just like that. Then you've got the impure ones, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh, 6 times 300, 1,800. Good job, me. I can do maths. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 times 780. Which is 3,120. So just in the Dune Desert, you've got almost 10,000 limestone lying around. When you then combine that with your water, which you could get from here, or from here, which is where I'm going to be getting mine from, it's pretty good. Speaking about transportation, this is where I'm going to be getting all of my packaged water for my limestone, copper, and iron, and quartz crystal. I think that's about it. So I'm probably going to drag it back across over here, then into this sort of area. We're then going to have some sort of rail track that will go somewhere down there. Where on one side, we're going to have, let's say, our limestone factory here. Then our iron factory will be somewhere on this side. Then with our random combination of every other ore in the game here, which would then be where the other trains are going to go and exit and then continue their journey from. So it should be like a mini city, essentially, in the Dune Desert. There we go. Oh yeah, guys, we've solved the lag. Let's freaking go, guys. There's like no lag on my screen. Also, I just realized something. I've made one design flaw in this factory. I'm going to try and see if you guys can tell what it is, but very quickly, let me just turn my audio on in this game. There we go. And turn off the background music, which is so quiet, I'll be surprised if you can even hear it. So here's my one flaw in this factory. First of all, I'm backwards. Chats. We've made a mistake. Okay. I'll admit it. I mean, that was pretty cool. That was interesting what I just did. I don't want to do that, though. So you're gonna... Oh, and again, my game lags whenever I use my jetpack. How is that? So if I was to do this... We'll make it look intentional. Like, this is supposed to be here. It's supposed to look this shite. That was the whole plan. There we go. That looks good to me. I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty good. Let's give it a shot. No! Really? It's got to go higher than that? Oh yeah, then I've got to do this one as well. That's fine. I don't care about that one. No way it's still going to go higher than that. But the problem now is that it's... I didn't mean to do that. It's going to collide with the path. Gosh darn it, man. Why is everything in this game... Well, no, it's my fault. It is my fault. No, I didn't... There we go. Make that look a little bit nicer later. It's not a priority for today. No. What? I don't understand what we're hitting here. It must be this. don't know what else it can be. We don't gain that much height. Let's just... Okay, now it should work. I don't understand how we're getting that much height so quickly. Maybe it's too low. Don't tell me that's the problem, because I can't really deal with that. Welcome, Ryan. Yeah, I think so, yeah. That seems to be the problem. Oh, okay. Nice. I'll say like 9 out of 10 times that my game crashes, it's when the game is auto-saving. Thank you for tuning in, Ilobmert. Hope that you enjoyed the stream, and yeah, thank you again for tuning in. There we go, damn. That was... Want me to start off? Can't really do too much now, just gonna wait for the game to work. Although it's not normally this bad. Oh well. I think my PC needs to retire. I think it's time. But not today, not right now. I generally feel like almost jealous of those that have like a really good PC. I don't realize that the game they are playing is different to the game I'm playing in a way. Like, this is unplayable at this stage. My finger has been on the space button now for about 15 seconds, and I still am going down. There we go. Let's put some backspin on that. Like it'll make a difference. I mean, I'm not even like... If I go flying into a tree or into a wall, I'm dead. This is a forest, bear in mind. The trees haven't actually loaded in yet. We are inside of the forest. There we go. Welcome, Maga. Hope that you're doing good, man. There we go. Am I on, like, high settings or something? It doesn't look like it. No, that was literally the lowest settings, and that's what the lag was like. Wow. Anyway, we're here now, so all I've got to do is just move my mouse around a little bit, and it should fix itself. Lovely. So, what we're going to try and do here is just very quickly paint you lot. Now the frames feel a little bit better. The more that we explore this part of the map, the better it will end up becoming. So I'm going to try and, again, do the casings now. We're going to do. Just doing some exploring. Oh, nice. It needs spheres for the dimensional depots. Ooh, nice. Yeah, the spheres aren't too difficult to get. They're not easy, but they're not, like, very difficult. They're fun. We got power connected? No, let's do that very quickly. The setup to this would be extremely basic. I promise it'll be basic. I've never lied about that in the past. It's a basic aluminium factory. Then a month later, nope, not quite basic. Although to be fair, I never said this factory would be basic. I said that the rocket fuel factory was going to be. And that again still took me about 2.5 months, maybe even 3 months, not quite sure. It took me a very long time. How long ago was September 10th? October, November, December, January, February, March. 6 months ago. 1.1 came out half a year ago. Wow. Didn't feel like it. But it did, so. Even if it doesn't feel like it, it did. Too far, there we go. Okay, so the next stage now is to essentially add in our splitters, but what direction do I want you guys to be going in? I suppose if I was to place it down like that, I would prefer you to go from left to right. So, facing that way, essentially. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Radioactive, yeah. There's radioactive critters. Ugh. They're a pain. A splitter? Yes. I believe that's the one that he wants. Perfect. Next thing to then do is add in this again. So. Except you're actually going to be coming forwards a little bit. Something like this. Yeah, I'm happy with that. We're going off in that direction. Actually, wait. Yeah, I think that's what, yeah. Let's do it. I'll chuck you in there. I did actually forget this one here. Let's make sure we don't do that. That would be bad. We don't want bad things. Bad things are bad. That's the quote of the day right there. Bad things. Pretty bad. There we go, our game survived an autosave. Just about. Lovely. Okay. Should I even paint these as well? I could do. I don't know if it's massively important. You can barely even see it, so there's no point. I do want to move that to there though, because it will make connecting the conveyor belts that little bit easier. With you though, you can just stay there. That's kind of actually okay. And again, that's for our aluminium casing. So what did I call the other blueprints? Alu... So that would be alu-ing to... Okay, that's fine. I think it's something like this, isn't it? X4. I can, thank you. That's how many machines I've got in here. And your color is going to be... Yeah. Seems good to me. It might not be perfect. It is perfect. Never mind. I think I want these down here. We can then go back up again if I really want to, but space, as of right now at least, is not a concern. Why are you off by half a foundation? Shouldn't be. Unless you're the one that's off. Yeah, okay, that's actually completely fine. Good. I was almost hoping it was this one that was the problem. Don't know what just caused that lag spike there. I was playing some Call of Duty Zombies a couple weeks ago, and I had 184 ping, which essentially is not very good. Everything's laggy. If you're like 10 meters away from a zombie, you still get hit. Much higher chance of being essentially killed. So it's not great. And of course your bullets feel like they do no damage. But the weird thing was, I was playing by myself. It was a solo lobby. And the game was still lagging. And I remember in that moment I was thinking, why? Why have they made zombies, a single player zombies at least, like routed through a server, which now means that even if I'm playing by myself, I'm still going to be lagging. That's a good thing about Satisfactory, like your internet connection doesn't make a difference, especially if you're playing solo. Yeah, 185 ping's not fun. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to... Wait, this blueprint's not actually finished. It was just pain. It was unnecessarily painful. Oh, it didn't even get rid of it. Okay. I don't think that was lag. Welcome back, Vinods. Welcome. I think maybe I just closed that tab a little bit too early. That's okay. We'll bring you out to the... Screw it. Why not? We can spare everything. Just spare all of it. Parts. How... Like, which direction do I need to be facing in? I suppose the same direction, really. Lovely. And we can make... Oh. You know what? For the sake of my sanity, would that be easier? Not really, actually, no. Now, where have I got the other aluminium stuff? Actually, before I do move that, I believe it should be... Oh, there you go. Let's go. Let's go! Now the problem's going to be, I've got to try and get all my copper products to here. Right, and I think you require copper sheets? Wait, did I select the wrong... I might have selected the wrong... No, I didn't. Let me just very quickly plop down one of you lot. Roughly in here. So you need copper ingots. Right. So which one... What's the one that requires the copper sheets? Oh, that's for the heat sinks. Okay. Yeah. Let's start off with you then, shall we? You need 200 aluminium casing. So if I just do that, then you. And just for my visual understanding, I'm going to paint you in green. 67 times by 2. Should be roughly 134. Brilliant. Then 268 divided by 2. It should be 134. Yes. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So the main question I've got now, as I remove this floor because I want to try and work on the logistics part here, is how are we actually going to get all of our copper to here? That's my first question. The second question is feck. Underneath this is we've got the... Oh, wait, no. Okay. That's gonna be good. Oh, actually, no, it's not, because we've got all the water there. Damn it. Though we could, I suppose, zoop it through the conveyor belts. It won't look nice, but it'll get the job done. Let's move that out the way so I can still read chat. There we go. I'm gonna have to do that. Tuck it... Yeah, we can always just tuck it in. So. Copper. I believe I said I wanted to try and get my copper from here to there, right? I think that was the plan. I'm thinking of doing a next factory with a reverse plan on logistic floor. And by that you mean the stuff coming down from the ceiling. Yeah, that works. That's what I did for my starter factory. I think it ended up looking interesting. I'll be lying if I said it was necessarily easy the entire way through, but overall I enjoyed it. It was a good meme. Meme review. This is so chaotic, but you know what? It's fine. So how many belts do I need here? 1, 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 conveyor belts. Which won't fit here. How many can fit here? No. It's gonna be really chaotic. I suppose I'm going to be okay with the chaos. You have to be when you're playing Satisfactory. So if you go into that, I know that's not entirely straight, it's okay. What I'm more interested in is, do you actually appear through the floor? You shouldn't do. Good. There we go. I'll get rid of that just to make things a little bit easier there for me. So here we can handle 8, which helps, but doesn't solve the problem. I knew it wouldn't solve the problem, so that's fine. Where's the other 8 gonna go? We can fit 5 down there. In fact... Wait, this might actually work. Why is that petroleum coke stopped? You shouldn't be stopped there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know why I'm counting. I'm sure you guys can count at home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that should be okay. It's completely the same as a normal floor, except the lift goes up instead of down. Yeah, I mean, it works. I've been doing it recently. I think it's pretty good. I like it personally. We only got 3 conveyor belts there for the sheets. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We've got 8 going down there. We've got 8 going up there. Like that. The only problem's gonna be trying to get you lots to go to there without actually combining and colliding with all our water stuff, which I believe is actually impossible. If I was to remove a little bit of you lot and place you down there just for now. Oh, that's not the blueprint I thought that was. There we go. Do. So for now we can do that. This makes life a little bit easier. Then what I could do if I really wanted was this. There we go. Am I over designing stuff? Yeah. Do me. This gives us a little bit more room. Not a crazy amount, but oh well. So that's the level that you're currently on, but you have to try and get up to here. There's no way I can make this look neat, I don't think. I don't think so. No. If I was to bring like 8 of these, just like from the very far left up to this floor, would that be a good start? I feel like it would be. There we go. Yeah, let's try this. None of these conveyors should be appearing through the floor. But just to make life a bit simpler, let's just get rid of all of this. I don't mind. It can very easily be replaced, but it's going to make this part of the stream so much easier for me. So, yeah. Okay, something just stopped working. Oh, I know what that was. That was refineries. I heard that something stopped working there. I was a little bit concerned, but no, it's nothing to be concerned about. Okay. Now, we've got 3 copper sheets here. I want all my copper sheets to be going up through this way. I think that will be a good long-term solution there to some problems. In fact, a part of me really wants you to go through here. Separate you lot like that. It's too high. Yeah, I thought that might have been snapped onto the wrong thing there. Wait. Is that 4 conveyor belts? Ah, it is 4 conveyor belts of the copper sheets. Little... yeah. Okay. That's made things slightly more complicated. Not like, problem, not a drama, just, yeah. A little bit of a drama. I don't like the way that looks. So I think what we're going to do over here instead is this. We're going to come up to there. And do this. Unfortunately, this is going to clip through that conveyor belt a little bit, but that's fine. I don't mind that. And it's lucky I've left all this room. It really is. I've missed out on one of these. 3 there, so what's the one that I've missed? Oh, right. Yeah, I mean, I really don't like how these just go through each other like that. There is a way I might be able to avoid that, and it's starting with you lot. I'm going to get rid of these ramps over here. And instead, I'm wondering, is there a way I can, like, bring you up to there instead? That's not high enough, though, is it? Yeah, no, okay. Right. That's fine. Instead, let's do this. Oh, piss in the rain. Okay. Now what I can try and do is slightly tweak this. Is this going to make life any easier? Sure. Again, you know what? Positivity. Where's the other one? Because one of you lot is like under... There you are. Yep. You're the little weasel. No. I've got a better idea for you. Why am I trying to make this look nice when I'm going to be hiding it in 3 seconds? That's a very good question, and I don't know. No one asked that in chat. I was just asking myself that question. I was questioning my own life choices. Which is something I do on a daily basis. There we go. Okay, so you lot are sorted. Congratulations. That's incredible. That's awesome. Well done. Next. It's everything else that I didn't do there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 9. Oh yeah, we got 9 now. Oh, it would have looked so good. It just would have looked nice. I have you maybe going... Oh, Christ. Going down there. That could still work. So, how am I going to get my way out of this mess? Boom. Ow. Lovely. That's all good for now. Have a nice evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. And, we'll catch a flight for work. Ooh, and I hope that the flight is a very enjoyable flight. Because sometimes they are. Sometimes. Yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, man. And, yeah, thank you again for watching. Oh, this is just not going to look nice. I think what we're going to have to try and do here is commit at least 46 war crimes. And this is going to just touch everything. I'm afraid. I know this is a very dark day. There we go. So it will be like this. Pipes with floor holes. The pipes can't go underneath this because we've got infrastructure underneath that, and it can't go anywhere above. Like, it has to go here. Can't move them. It's okay. Like, it's not like a massive problem. Yeah, I forgot about these. Right, so you can go over there. Same with you. I hate the way it's off by like a tiny little bit, but it's okay. It will snake its way through. Nice. The next part, and I think this would actually look a bit nicer. It can't look much worse, at least. You're actually going to go here. There. In fact, no. I'm not going to do this. So, you two... You can come to around about there. That's fine. Then you can then pivot to the left, I suppose. Where's that gone? There it is. I knew what I was doing there. Yeah, of course. Professional gamer right here. And you two that's above you lot. And then do the exact same thing. Again, professional games. Gamer even. In fact, what if I just continued you lot like this? And then just essentially bun this off? Yeah? I think you might clip through this, but I mean, like... So what? How does that look up here? Why are a couple of these just being a bit weird? Can you maybe, like, I don't know, not? Is that a possibility? Yeah, I think this should be alright. This snapping is a little bit weird. Again, I don't know. Oh, I know why it's doing that. Welcome, the great artist. Hope that you're well. And do all of that there. Perfect. Okay. Still going to try and re-add this, but I want to try and snap it over to there instead. Nice. I'm not really going for like looks as of right now. As long as it just functions, I'm fine with that. Okay, you might get in the way a little bit, but that's fine. I think. Look away now if you're squeamish. There we go. I'm gonna have to. It can't go underneath. And if it goes on top, it's gonna look even worse. So I have to compromise. Then up there is where we're going to be starting all of our copper stuff. So I suppose I want this all to be on a level here. Above there. Okay. That's fine. Now, how far can I drag you out? Relatively. In fact, do I necessarily want you to... Oh, I've already... that's fine. Okay. That's okay. I just thought of a way I could have actually not done that, but... I've done it now. When I do something, most of the time, to be fair, I actually get rid of it. Not this time. There we go. Nice. U4 done. Now we've got U4 up there, which I think, again, I just want to try and continue going in a straight line. I could bring you down, which might make the next part the... I don't know. We'll see. I suppose I do want to bring you down. Let's just start with this one, for example. Do you line up with that? You do. Doesn't look very nice, but again, we're never actually going to see it. I think it'll be okay. I think we can only do 3 here. Yeah, we can. Oh well. Right to roadkill. Yeah, you can do that. Yep. Don't know how long that feature's been in the game, but it is possible. Is there a gap there? Oh, there is, yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. I think I've got to bring this back a little bit. Lovely. I'm trying to figure out, like, what's the easiest way to do this. And I haven't arrived to an actual answer yet, which isn't very good. That's one way of doing it. That'll then sort you out. Then with you... Yeah, we'll do that. Then do... Hello, thank you. That's... Oh, one more. Okay, sure. We will go through there a little bit. It's okay. Now when it comes to you two... Now what? No. I was hoping that might work there, but certainly not. Yeah. Flip. And you can then go over there. So now I'm going to try and bring you lot down to go somewhere in that sort of direction. That works, but not in the way I necessarily want it to. So what would be the easiest thing to do here is this. Make sure you're attached. Make sure you're there as well. Connect you lot together. And just reverse it. What might have happened there? Next plan. Maybe the other way would be a decent idea. There we go. It's going to be an absolute nightmare trying to calculate, like, which copper ingot amount is going where. Because I did all the maths before, but now I'm going to have to redo a lot of it. Not redo, improve. A lot of it. Redo, redo. I don't like it, but again, it gets the job done. I think I'll be okay with it. Oh, hello. We can't forget about the copper ingots and the copper sheets that are above us as well. They're, again, rather important to try and do. So you're the output. Of course, this is going to go to nowhere because the input ends there. Then this output needs to go to somewhere. Question is though, where? suppose it all depends on where this product will then be going, which as of right now is nowhere. Until I build the remaining factories, this isn't going anywhere. I suppose it's going to have to go to another train station eventually, which I could build. Could I build it here? If that come into there, with that, yeah. Yeah. Or even just have like the train itself coming into around there, then just continuing through there. Let's see. As of right now, I feel like that could be decent. I've had worse ideas in life. One of them was this. Oh my. This is insane, man. I love this. Like, this is like my favorite part of Satisfactory. Just the absolute chaos. I'm rather concerned, though, why... Wait, no, you're going over there. Yeah, this is a bit of a concern. We need a smart splitter here. Preferably ASAP. How am I going to do this? But the thing is, if this backs up, it is pretty bad for us. So we have to try and sink everything that we don't need here. So you're then going to come round to this side. You then... Do I want you to come down? If I was to bring you round the back here... Where do I want you to go? I want you to go over here, don't I? Yes. This awesome sink. Which isn't really that awesome, but it gets the job done, so it's pretty awesome to me. Okay, new idea. Which I don't know why I didn't just think of sooner. What is that even connecting to? So if I do this, I'm gonna grab you. No, why do you have to bend at the end? It always just bends. Always. Smart splitter. There. And this would then be the overflow. Which means this should no longer back up. I'll give it like a few seconds to make sure it's definitely going to go into the awesome sink. Which I believe it is. Brilliant. That's another problem solved, another problem avoided. We can then get rid of the thing I was attempting to build over here. I could have still looped it around, but... Why? Also, why for this as well? Why even MCO? What would you be producing in your iron mega factory and how much? I can show you. I can show you the world. Sorry. Essentially all of this. So, tons of stators, reinforced iron plates, cable, wire, rotors, iron plates, steel ingots, heavy modular frames. Of course, that then includes encased industrial beams there as well. Motors, smart plating, automated wiring, and versatile framework. In total, this should be consuming about 10,700 iron per minute, and I'm yet to do the other calculations. But we are producing thousands and thousands and thousands of items here. And not a single screw. Not a single screw. Yep. Back over here. There we go. Here. So. I want to try and get rid of your face for now. Thank you. Yeah. You've got to go here. Welcome, Rowan. Hope that you're doing well. Good to have you on the stream. why I didn't just add this wall in here ages ago. I mean, it just looks... You know what? Because we're going all the way today. What? Oh. Apparently I was in the way of that. My forehead just was in the way. So, you lot are then going to curve over there. Which I believe... Is that what I want? Part of me says yes, but a part of me says no. You're doing good, I'm glad to hear that. You've been working on that factory for so long you forgot what it was for. Just aluminium stuff. Just a bunch of aluminium stuff. And then some extra packaged water. Actually, why am I even... I know why. Because I had so much as a byproduct, but if I was to leave it there, it would then back up into the refineries, which then meant I couldn't produce any products. So I'm packaging all this water, and then I'm sending it to somewhere that I don't know where just yet. Most likely to my iron factory. Or actually, most likely my concrete factory, but we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. Right, so you go down to... Oh, you just avoid that, no way. Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. That made me smile. I've smiled, everybody. That's all it took. I think we're then going to increase this floor over here. Then you lot... Oh, okay, you're going to have to do a quick jump up there. That's fine, though. Yeah, that's okay. Annoying, but not at the end of the world. So we'll do that. We'll do that. You just stop, like... Thank you. What? Flipping through... Really? You're doing that to me? On my birthday? It's not my birthday. Okay, so you're actually slightly... Wait, no you're not. Are you slightly off? It says conveyor belt's too steep, although I can't understand why. You straight? Yep, cool. I appreciate that. How did I even do that? That's concerningly impressive. Autosave, nice. Let me get rid of this. Let me loop you around. There. Yep. Then you lots will then come around to here as well. Where you're then going to come down on top of these lot. Yeah. Yep. Let's just try that very quickly. Let's just assume you came up to here. Is that lined up? Yeah. Okay. So you're going to be that sort of height. Let's just grab you as an example. That's fine. I think that's okay. It is a tight squeeze. But I think it's okay. In fact, it might even be better if I was to get rid of you, just temporarily, until we start that. That could make things a bit easier for us. Then instead, again, just get rid of that as well. Instead, where have you snapped to? Because instead, you'll come up to around about there. That sort of height would be a lot better, I feel like. Yep. I think you are going to clip a little bit through there. Actually, no, you're... That's fine. Yeah, that's alright. So then, we'll go with that. Just get rid of all of this. All I'm going to have to try and do now, to try and see exactly how much copper ingots I've got on each conveyor belt, as well as our copper sheets. I've got to, like, start here, let's say, and trace our route all the way back to there, where I can then check the massive billboard where I've essentially got all my maths written down. See how much copper ingots I've got going where, which might not sound too important, but if I'm, let's say, for example, for this project, I need 200 aluminium casing, which requires roughly 134 copper ingots. If I've got one conveyor belt line that's got 63 copper ingots, I'm then not able to produce enough aluminium casing. And then for another line, I'm going to have too much copper ingots. So this part of the process is actually extremely important. It is a bit time consuming, and I can admit that. But if you're not willing to put in the time, don't even try Satisfactory. Don't even attempt to download the game. This game will require a lot of time. And I feel like that's actually not necessarily a bad thing. So very quickly, where do you come down? There. Right, okay. I haven't even figured out how to get the aluminium stuff here yet. Although that should be here. Okay, that's actually really easy to do. Okay, so aluminium stuff, not a problem there. Should I make a train for ore that's 700 meters or so away? Or should you just belt it? I think you should belt it. Yeah. 700. I mean, 700 meters is not close by, but at least you can guarantee that with a conveyor belt, you're going to move the exact amount of resources that you want. Whereas with trains, sometimes it's a bit all over the place. Also, I just love conveyor belts, so I'm a bit biased. You built your factory, nice, man. What about you doing good, banana racism? Okay, so this should be okay. I hope. It shouldn't, like, interfere with anything. Oh yeah, I just forgot to update the YouTube beeps. Oops. I see that very quickly. Get rid of my webcam for just a moment. There we go. The factory is most certainly starting to experience a little bit of lag, so I have lowered down the quality of the game just for now. But essentially, the very first thing I want to try and do is work on our aluminium casing, rather than our actual alclad aluminium sheets themselves. So what I'm going to have to try and do here is produce our casing, which will then most likely come up to around about here. And for the next part of this, well, the next stage of the factory, I think what I'm going to end up doing is actually increasing our railway, which will cut right through the factory there. And then we'll have all of our trains along the side, so our casing can go to one factory over there, or another factory in that direction, or another factory over there instead. So that's most certainly going to be rather important. And I don't necessarily know how many of these assemblers we're going to need to produce all of our casing, but we've got tons of room over here, so I'm not too concerned about that. First part done, wow. However, things are starting to get a little bit more juicy, some may say, down below in our logistics floor, as it always is. Essentially, what I'm trying to do now is I'm grabbing all of our conveyor belts from here, I'm chucking them around the corner, just so I can know where my copper ingots and my copper sheets are going to end up coming from. We're going to have one floor underneath there for that, and another floor, you can just about see it there in the background, with our copper sheets and some of our copper ingots coming in from up here as well. And then eventually what we're going to end up doing is feeding our copper ingots into our assemblers through here. So let's say, for example, I need this conveyor belt line. All I've got to do is this, hook it up, and that's about it. But I've got to make sure all the numbers are completely fine, which is going to take a bit of a while to do. But let's say, for example, for this conveyor belt line, I want to know how many copper ingots I've got. All I've got to do is just trace our way back. If we can crouch underneath there we go. Trace our way back to the very start. Then I'll cut this part out. Deary me. I'm stuck. Step copper ingot, I'm stuck. There we go. I don't even know what's even causing my lag anymore. Until eventually we get back over here to where we had all of our original conveyor belts nightmare just like all built up over there. We can then check our screen and say, okay, that one, which is 4 from the left, is our 60 copper ingots. So this is actually a really simple method, and I generally do love it. Although I understand this does not look simple. It really doesn't look simple. But you know what, it is what it is. Oh, dearie me. Yes, good progress has been made. I do want to try and hook up a few more of these, then I'll show you the progress that we've made. But it probably sounds a lot more complicated than what I've explained. But one thing I haven't talked about, though, is... wrong button, I'm such a good content creator, is that to make our aluminium casing, we also need our aluminium ingots. Well, luckily, they literally are produced right there. So I've got to try and match the number that's being produced, and then just essentially chuck it into one of these things. So that is not a problem. The real problem is just the copper stuff, which in itself isn't really a problem, it's just a bit time consuming. But without further ado, let's continue working on our aluminium casing. There we go. Nice! Get the audio back on. Lovely. Build your factory? What, the weapons factory? Is it you that keeps on, like, wanting me to build a weapons factory? Because I know that there's a few people that really do want me to build a weapons factory, and the answer is no. The answer is a very, very big no. Maybe one day I will, but as of right now, there is just way more important things to do. I haven't even got an iron factory built yet. I'm making a lot of iron products, but not a mega factory. And I'm here for the mega factories. Also save? Okay. Oh, look at that precision right there. Don't crash. Lovely. Work a new lot first. Lovely. And just extend your lot over here as well. Oh, yeah, actually that's a pretty good place for you lot to be, sure. 2 in a row, 2 in a row. I think it's a good idea having these copper sheets underneath this as well, because this can just go somewhere. I don't even know where it's going to go as of right now. Because you lot are used to make our heat sinks. I won't be making heat sinks for a while, so they can just chill. They can relax. Yeah, pole snow obelisks, yeah, but It's not a priority. Just yet. Interesting way to fly. I don't think I've ever used a horse obelisk before. I'm so uncultured, I'm sorry. How dare I? Wait, what, I've missed one? How have I missed one? No. How have I missed one? Everything looks fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It was 16. Alright, so I made a slight calculation error then. It makes 0 difference. Oh, it does. Because you might remember, which I actually forgot, is that we've actually got a line going underneath here. Yeah, you lot. If I was to get rid of this. Oh man, this is claustrophobic. Dearie me. You're gonna go. And instead, you're then going to go here. Then round to there. How's that? That is good. Yeah. What action that was supposed to be? Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely do all the maths off camera. Because otherwise we will be here until like next year. And I've got plans this year. I don't know what plans they are, but plans. Plan's the plan. I do love this though, like just the sea of red of our copper sheets and copper ingots. I think it looks so cool. Even though it's all going to be hidden underneath this floor. But we know that we know that it's here, right? We're going to be like archaeologists digging this up one day and being like, oh yeah, past me was a bit of an idiot when he built that, but you know what? I wonder if an archaeologist has ever seen like a project by like the ancient Egyptians and just thought, oh, that was a bit stupid. Why did they do that? Well, I suppose like... No, they definitely did. Just bear in mind, like, they had a lot of weird sacrifices back then. They would sacrifice everything and everyone for the sake of something. I'm sure they must have been looking back on that thinking, why? The Aztecs used to do a lot of sacrifices. The Vikings did tons. That was like your entertainment back then. Just watching someone being sacrificed. Almost as bad as watching cricket. Sorry, I had to. Or golf. God. Alright, so the copper sheets will then continue around to there. You lots are just existing, which is pretty cool. Living the life. There we go. Now, I've had a thought and a very concerning statement. Actually, no, I can't do this because it will stick out from the top, won't it? Let's see. No. Ah. Yeah, okay, that definitely does stick out. Not much different from today, yeah. Now if I was to get you, you should be yes. You is. Most certainly is. There we go. And just like that, all of our copper ingots are now here. That was a nightmare, and I'm done. That is me done. Before my brain melts, I am happy with the progress that we've made today. We were live there for 2.5 hours. I'm very happy with that. My PC just froze. Minutes. There we go. Thank you very much to everyone that tuned in. I won't be live tomorrow. There should be a video coming out tomorrow instead. Thank you for the 13 likes. Damn. Double digits again. Thank you very much for that one, guys. Tons of new viewers. It's like the last few streams, I've seen so many new faces in the chat, which is incredible to see, both on YouTube and on Twitch. So thank you guys for that, and of course the regulars. You guys know I love you, so thank you. Thank you very much for still tuning in. I do want to continue with like the almost daily streams because I'm just enjoying them a lot. So yeah, we'll definitely continue with that in the shadows, I suppose. But without further ado, thank you very much for tuning in. I've got a lot of work to do off camera now, figuring out all that maths, because just thinking about it now, I probably should have done like one full conveyor belt, then the maths, then another conveyor belt, rather than doing all the conveyor belts, then having to like sift through the other belts to see what's going where. Oh well, that's a me problem. That's tomorrow's problem. That's that's an off-camera job. But regardless, thank you very much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day, and remember, Godspeed.